Good afternoon, Bookfighters. It is Tuesday, November 30th, and we're going to answer a shitload of questions today. Ta-da! So yeah, before the questions, first of all, the book that I read last week was Bran Hambric, The Specter Key by Caleb Nation. I'm pretty sure that Julia did a review of this one and the first one. I don't remember. I remember her reading them, but yeah. So all I'm really going to say about it was a great follow-up to The Farfield Curse. Great sequel. And you can really tell how Caleb's writing has improved, and that's really fun to read through a series. So I hope that that continues into the third one whenever it may come out, and if you haven't read either of his books, why? Go read them. They're amazing. So yeah. Questions. I had a piece of paper with all the questions. There it is. A piece of paper with all the questions on it. Julia's question from forever ago about that article, I don't even want to answer because that woman is so stupid, and I think everyone is pretty much, we all agree that she's just completely ridiculous, and so I don't even want to talk about her. So, meh. Completely disagree with everything that she said. Duh. Okay, so, that one done. My own question about corporal punishment, I am against corporal punishment for a number of reasons that I don't really want to get into. But yeah, like what Dan said, if, you know, like Super Nanny or Nanny 911 has taught us anything, it's taught us that we don't need corporal punishment. And I don't think a lot of people are smart enough or capable enough to use corporal punishment correctly, and that most of the time it just leads to abuse because people take it too far. So, completely against corporal punishment. Anyway, Sarah's question, what are our favorite books and how do we choose our favorites? My favorite books are not Harry Potter. I know. Shh. Okay, let me explain. Harry Potter, for me, is just so much more than like a book series. It's just completely like everything that just means everything in my life. So to even put Harry Potter into a list of my favorite books, for me, is just like an injustice to Harry Potter, because it's so much more than just my favorite book. So, Harry Potter notwithstanding, Harry Potter being its own entirely different entity, whatever, that has nothing to do with my favorite books, is just above anything that ever could be, ever. My favorite books, for all intents and purposes, are, see, now when I tried to film this video the first time, I picked all of them up at once, and it caused a book avalanche, and it was very scary, and very loud. So, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just kind of show them to you carefully. So, my favorite books, other than Harry Potter, are Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles. Yeah. There's more of them right here. My favorite out of the 10 is The Vampire Lestat. If you watched my Room Fighters video about books, you will recognize this one. It is the same copy with the sticker from my high school and, you know, the signed book plate. Yeah, favorite book. Favorite series, favorite book. Just, yeah, no words. And I feel like Dan gets to talk about manga, so I want to kind of stop for a second and talk about manga. And this is included in Sarah's in Sarah's question about favorite books, because my favorite manga series for the past, I don't even know, since like 7th grade, so like, you know, 6 or 7 years, has been Sensual Phrase by Mei Shinjo, which is kind of like a soap opera. It's about a girl who falls in love with a rock star and all of the terrible things that happen, which include his American half-brother who tries to rape her, and all of that fun, terrible soap opera nonsense is all in here. But I love it so much. So much. I love it so much. So, it is definitely included in the favorite books, book series kind of thing. just because it's been a part of my life for so long, and I just absolutely love it. I have it memorized. It's just, yeah, embarrassing, but totally true. So the second half of her question was, how do we choose our favorite books? And a lot of the time with my favorite books, I don't feel like I choose them. I feel like they choose me. And I know that sounds really like creepy and cheesy, whatever. But I think it's true. Like even, you know, even with like Harry Potter and stuff, I never intended to read Harry Potter. I was one of those kids that was like, Harry Potter's stupid, I don't want to read that shit, whatever, blah. You know, and then one day it was just sitting there and I was like drawn to it, and I picked it up and bam, changed my life. Same thing with the Vampire Chronicles, same thing with Sensual Phrase, same thing with pretty much every book that I've ever read that was just mind-blowingly amazing. And of course Looking for Alaska is in there too, but my copy is not in here with me right now. It is at a friend's house. So just pretend that it's here. Pretend. Okay, so my list again. Julia's question that none of us answered when she did her Harry Potter video was at the very end, and she asked us if we had any book series that had really become just part of our lives like Harry Potter had been for her. And all of the books that I just mentioned in Sarah's question are those books. Harry Potter, Vampire Chronicles, Sensual Phrase. You know, those three series, just so much part of my life, my childhood, everything that I have that revolves around them. Yes. So, same answer, different question. Okay. So, Katie's question was, read something from your nano. So I got out my folder of stuff for my nano, and I couldn't find anything that I liked. Really, it was like one of those, you know, I liked it until I looked at it, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, all of this is crap, throws it across the room. So, I picked the least amount of crap, I guess. And in the first take of this video, I tried to read all of it, and my memory card filled up and my battery died, even though it's only like a page and a half long. So, yeah. This is from my old Nano, because Sarah said that I did write something for our new Nano, and I did, but I don't want to read that, because, again, crap. Fling. So, yeah, so this is from my old Nano. This was written a while ago, like before Nano, because it's from the same story, but it's a different part, and just, yeah. So, I'm only going to read, I'm only going to read just a little bit of it, and if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry, but yeah, I can't read the good part, because the video will be like half an hour long. No one wants that. So, yeah. Okay. I woke up to the sound of my alarm ringing, or at least I assumed it was my alarm sounding off my usual waking time of about 8 a.m. Unfortunately for me, the shrill beeping sound was actually from my work phone, which was untraceable by even the best FBI agents and completely free so long as I kept my job. My reluctant hand finally found its way out of the mass of blankets and grabbed the phone, pulling it under the covers with me. Sims, I grumbled, and then coughed, trying to clear the sleep from my throat. Daria, it's Frederick. I didn't wake you, did I? He sounded sincere, but I knew he was smiling. Yes, I replied groggily. He laughed. I'm sorry, I forgot. You keep human hours. He laughed again like the idea was ridiculous. Yes, I do, because unlike the rest of you, I try and mingle with the lesser folk on occasion. I paused to rub the sleep from my eyes before continuing. Now I'm going to assume you didn't call me just at 3 o'clock in the morning just to check my sleeping habits. What's up? Another body. I sighed and closed my eyes again. Of course, what else is new? There was an uncomfortable pause on the other side of the phone. My eyes popped open and I sat up. Frederick? Is there something new? Evidence. That one word sent chills down my arms. Evidence? There's never been any evidence before. The scenes have always been spotless. Well, this time whoever they are has left us a little gift. Suddenly I wasn't tired anymore. I flung the covers off me and swung my legs over the side of the bed, scrambling for the pen and paper on my bedside table. Where are you? I demanded, clicking the top of my pen against my lower lip. He started speaking again, and I copied the location down without really absorbing his words. My mind was reeling. You're serious about this, right? If you're fucking with me, I wouldn't lie to you about this case, Daria. I know how important it is to you. I sighed. I said, I'll be there 5 minutes ago, and I hung up, checked my directions, hastily scribbled in my already... I do that one over, sorry. I said, I'll be there 5 minutes ago, and I hung up. I checked my directions, hastily scribbled in my already barely legible handwriting. Downtown. Not that I was at all surprised. It looked like there was only a few blocks away from the last dump site. Another red pushpin to add to the line on the map that slowly started reaching towards Fremont Street. Towards humans, well, at least more humans than we could control at one time. That's all I'm gonna read. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. Like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, no, I hate everything that I've ever done in my entire life. So, yeah. Oh, I had an idea, and I want to put this idea out there. Okay, so, in Dan's video yesterday, he said something about, like, he was lamenting the fact that none of us had read anything by his favorite manga artist, and so he didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. So, I had this idea, right? Now, keep up with me. Alright, so, this idea that I have. It's almost Christmas, so I propose that we do a book Secret Santa. Okay, now, let me explain. What I figure we do is each of us picks a book that we want someone else to read. And then we, like, draw names out of a hat, whatever, and we pick one other person and, you know, at random, and then trade books. So, like, if Dan, like, say Dan wanted me to read the book that he read last week, Buddha. He wanted me to read Buddha. So, just hypothetically speaking, if he drew my name, then he would then tell me, this is the book that I want you to read it, review it. So that's what I would do. And then, so I would go out and I would buy it, or I'd go to the library and get it, whatever. And I would read the book. And then, you know, whoever I drew, I would tell them, you know, oh, here, read, you know, Bran Hambric. And it would go like that. So, does anybody like that idea? I don't know, it just kind of like popped into my head, and I know what a pain it is and how frustrating it is to have that one book that you really, really love that nobody has read, and you really want to talk to someone about it, but you can't find anyone to talk to about it. So I think that would be a really cool idea to kind of remedy that. So at least one other person you know has read that book. So yeah, so let me know what you think about that idea. And I'm just going to sit here and make more crazy hand gestures. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Fare thee well, Bookfighters.